Hey, what's up, my friend? What are these? Business credit cards. So I'm a real estate investor and an online entrepreneur. And much like yourself, starting out, you may have a hard time getting access to capital. For one, you try reaching out to your family and friends to raise a couple of dollars to start your new business venture. You may even try walking into a lending institution, asking for a loan, and they may shut their doors on you. It's very frustrating and embarrassing even. And I had to experience those same hardships. However, I had a burning desire and a blueprint to follow so that I too can establish my money team. Over 25 business credit cards. The number of business credit cards that I have in my hand are 25. These business credit cards are the cards in which I could not fit in my wallet. And I use these advantageously to make more money in my business, and you can too. So the first question is this: what is business credit? Well, as you can see, they're unsecured business credit cards in which you can use for any purpose. I highly recommend you use it for business use only, for obtaining income producing assets, but not for using it for personal use, even though some people may do it because it's unsecured. But again, use it for business use to the point you're actually making money using someone else's money. While many people say, hey, Juan Pablo, well, how do I get my hands on business credit? Well, it's two things you need. You need to have a business incorporated, and secondly, you need to have pretty credit. So what do I mean by pretty credit? You gotta have some qualifications. A 720 FICO score is preferred, having a 10-year credit history, also having fewer than 5 hard inquiries on your credit report within the past 6 months, having no late pays, no bankruptcies or foreclosures on your credit report, having one credit card limit on your personal cards, one of your personal credit cards of $5,000 or more. There's many different qualifications, but you gotta be able to have the pretty credit along with incorporated business to get access to something. So you might be thinking, well, Juan Pablo, I don't have the pretty credit. And unfortunately, I don't have a business incorporated yet. No problem, apply anyway. Because you might not be aware of this, but you probably still could qualify. We had a gentleman who didn't have a 10-year credit history. He was 26 years old. And he applied and he received over $50,000 in funding. Shout out to Devin. There's many other people who have bankruptcies. They might have had it on Equifax, but they didn't have that bankruptcy on TransUnion as well as Experian, and they still got qualified for funding. So we're here to help you get access to additional funding, but first, we gotta look at your credit report. And you may also be thinking, in the perfect world, Juan Pablo, I want my personal credit to be separate from my business. I believe they should be mutually exclusive. My answer to you, we don't live in a perfect world, brother. So how many of you guys have that broke cousin Larry? Every time Thanksgiving come around, he always try to ask for a few dollars, right? Now, if you're generous, you'll give it to him. But if you're really hurting right now, and you already know his reputation as a borrower, he never honors his obligations, never repaid his debt. And if you really need that money, would you lend it? More than likely you won't. You might, because you're very charitable and considerate of other people, but some people may not lend money to broke cousin Larry. So my next question is this: what if he has a dream to start a business and a blueprint? What if he had a business plan? Would you still extend that financing to him? You might be thinking, no, I don't care what his business idea is. If he can't even manage his personal finances, how can he do that with a business? If he can't even honor his personal debts, how will he be able to do that with a business? You have to be faithful with the few to be ruler over much. You have to sweep your own front porch before you sweep someone else's, the business. Banks think the same way. So before they extend you business credit, they want to look at your personal credit to see, is this person prudent in managing his or her own personal finances? If so, I feel comfortable extending this person $300,000 in funding. But if this person can't even pay their own personal credit cards on time, despite if it was your fault or not, it could be someone else's, but the fact of the matter is, it's on your credit report, then they may be hesitant to extend you funding. But it's not the end of the world, guys. The first thing I did personally, I tried applying for business credit and I didn't get awarded, simply because I had a lot of negative items on my credit report. So if you have negative items on your credit report, collections, charge-off, bankruptcies, and so forth, make sure you get that stuff removed. And we have resources at 100percentfinance.com to assist you. Just check the links below to learn more. So once I got my credit repaired and got the negative stuff off, I started to improve my credit report. Now I have a saying: negative items, remove. Positive items, improve. I want you to improve your credit after you get the negative items off. So when I did that, I applied again, and I ended up getting awarded 2 business credit cards out of the stick stack of 25. One credit card for $5,000 and another for $1,000. And I immediately called the credit limit that had $1,000. I immediately called that creditor and said, hey, I need an increase. Yes, you can negotiate credit increases with your creditors. And they end up adhering to my request and providing me with $5,000. So technically, I was awarded $6,000 my first round of business funding, and then I talked my way up to $10,000 in the matter of a 20-minute phone conversation. And I said rounds, so rounds mean you can apply for multiple rounds of funding. Typically, it's every 30 to 90 days, you can get more business credit cards to add to your money team. And that's what I did. Every 30 to 90 days, I will reach out to my business credit coach and say, hey, John, what should I do now? You know what, Juan Pablo? You should start a new business. Because many people have that misconception that you need to have a seasoned business to get business funding. Not with our program. I applied for a business, less than 30 days, I kid you not, I received $17,500 in additional funding. So I started to obtain more and more business credit cards to the point I accumulated 25 in my hand that you see today. So outside applying for multiple rounds and starting new businesses, I also foreign filed my company in other states. Foreign filing means that you might have your business registered in your state that you live in, but you register your business in another state that's lender friendly so that you can target their local banks. And we'll share with you our preferred states and lenders in those states that are lender friendly if you apply through our program. So we're considered at 100% Finance a COI, a Center of Influence with many lenders. Because you may be thinking, well, Juan Pablo, I'll just apply on my own. I have banking relationships with people. I know a few banks around my neighborhood that I can go and apply with. Sure you do. However, do you know their underwriting criteria? Do you know how to make your application look pretty, quote unquote, so that they cannot deny your loan? I'm a licensed mortgage broker. And the reason why I became a licensed mortgage broker, so I can know the underwriting mindset to see how they qualify me for mortgages. So that way, every time I buy a property, I'm a real estate investor, I know exactly what they're looking for on the application. So I always get my loans approved. And we do the same thing for business credit. And another tip, you may be wondering, well, how do you get up to $300,000? I just mentioned a few moments ago that I always call in for credit line increases. We'll tell you the exact verbiage you should use to the creditors to increase those limits, not just on your business credit cards, but also on your personal credit. Now this is important because most business credit card companies, they like to take a look at your personal credit to see what kind of activity you have on there. So if you have large credit limits with low balances on your personal credit cards, they feel comfortable granting you large limits for your business credit. But if you have small limits like a $500 personal credit card, $750 limit, they will have reservations giving you $20, $30, $50, $100,000 in funding. In essence, starting out, having bad credit to becoming a real estate investor, to quit my day job at 30 to having 25 business credit cards with an amount exceeding over $300,000, I made sure I have a team of wise counselors. I had a team of advisors. People advise me from every angle, whether it's a mortgage broker advising me on mortgages, a real estate agent advising me on the real estate market in the area I was investing in, a real estate attorney advised me on the preferred entity to incorporate to hold a property, as well as a business credit coach advising me what I need to do with my personal credit and my personal credit cards and my business step by step so I can continue to get access to funding. And why is that important? Because you find the money, then you find the deal. If you find the money to obtain an income producing asset, you're using the 100% finance model, which you're obtaining an income producing asset, whether it's a business, whether it's a rental property or so forth, in which you're using little to none of your own money. And why not use the bank's money? That's why the banks are in business. They're in business to extend business owners funding. So take advantage of that. Don't get shut down because you don't know the underwriting. Don't get shut down because you think, I'm not going to qualify anyway because I know I don't have my credit fixed. I'm not going to qualify because I know I have a business incorporated. Don't think that way. I want you to be proactive. Seek counsel before you take action. and seek it through us. We provide free consultation to all those who apply. All right, guys, so I appreciate your time. Please like, please share, please subscribe. And as always, this is to your success. So check the links below in the description to learn more. Take care.